chance.
Et bonne chance à toi aussi.
Si. Touchy. Tac, il y a du poil sur ma chaise. What the... Hi. Alright. Right, is this working? Hi Nicole, hi Susan, hi Misha, hi Otto, hi Phoebe, hi Mikey, hi guys. I apologize for the video quality. I had to switch cameras to my lower resolution one, my older one, because the one that I use usually that's a bit more high res is still glitching. And I tried switching the cables and I tried a bunch of stuff and I don't know what's up with that. Might be that the camera is fried. That would be that would be on par with my usual level of luck. But yeah. How is everyone this week? Haven't seen a glitch either. Oh, awesome. Yeah, let me know if you see glitches in this camera too. I can do this. Yeah. Oh no. Oh crap. Why did you get rid of it, Otto? Do you have a better one? Or do you simply not plan on using webcams anymore? Better than earlier this week. I've been having trouble sleeping lately. Yeah. It's been a weird few days. I was noticing that I fall asleep in the middle of the afternoon a lot more than I did before. And I was mentioning that to Otto, and she brought up the point that we are moving towards the longest day of the year. So that might just be the consequence of the sun rising up so early that when it gets to mid-afternoon, our internal clocks are all like, okay, time for us sleepy time. No, I don't plan to do any live streams. I've done one in over. Well, you know that if we ever get together in the same place, we're gonna need a webcam, right? I mean, I don't see a way to have you and me in the same place and not do some sort of live stream. I feel like we have to. It's been kind of a roller coaster week for me. I had to get rid of a bunch of... Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry, Mikey. Hey, Holly, hi. Yeah, I mean, hidden racism is not a good look. And it feels really rough to find out that people you care for have this sort of mindset, you know? That's really rough. But I mean, yeah, we're all online, but you have us. We can be the sort of replacing filler friends. Oh man. I think that's a part of growing old, though, is that at some point you start realizing that people change, people evolve, and that might mean that someone you used to be really close to is not at all a part of your life anymore. It's always weird, and it's always a bit upsetting at first, but I think it's kind of normal. Hey, Lee, hi. Yeah, it felt like a scab being ripped off at first. Then I was like, no, I need to maintain my integrity. Stand strong and proud that my brothers and sisters on the human planet. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. You did the right thing, I agree. I'm still virtually house hunting. It's just my life week after week now. Aw. I did a tiny bit of looking into houses, or sometimes, when we walk around and we see a house for sale, we always check it online to have an idea of the price and whatnot. And I don't think there's anything that's as difficult, anyway, I find, in terms of house hunting, than finding a place that you really, really love, and you start having all sorts of idea of how to use the space, and then you don't get it, or it's too expensive, or it's too far, or there's something that's not good about it, and it's really difficult to try and deal with that. Amisha says, anyone who's fully human is bleeding a little, I think. Oh, definitely. A little? I think we all feel sort of drained by now. It's been a tough year. Holy moly. Mikey says, I would rather be alone than friends with people like that. But I'm not alone, I have all of you lovelies. Yeah, we're here. I made a bunch of homemade tie-to-go pens. Oh, that's a thing? You can do that? When I went to the therapist, the one I saw for a while, I had the hardest of time sort of getting through to her that online friends are friends. She kept trying to get me to interact in real life, like to go outside and see people, and I kept telling her that I don't like to go outside. And I was like, I talk with people all day long. I mean, I'm online. I have the Discord. I have all sorts of messenger platform, and I talk really often to Otto and to Mr. E. And that's interaction. It counts. And I was really struggling to get her to sort of understand that. I'm not sure she got it. And it was really draining. Like, I don't think I think she was good, but we were definitely not a good match for one another. And, yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to find a place that is, 1, in a good location, 2, nice apartment, 3, doesn't cost an arm and a leg and another leg. Yeah, we need at least 1 leg, right? Oh, heck yeah, we are totally... I mean, we are, definitely. I think it was kind of hurtful for me to try to be open with this person, and her not grasping the meaning or how meaningful something can be for me, because it's not what she would technically have me do, It's hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, and dish soap. Oh, clever. Thank you guys. I hope you were better in your life, seeing the signs, and didn't invest in people that were garbage. Aw. Hey, Lindsay. Hi. I mean, you know, Mikey, sometimes we don't really have a choice. I'm not speaking for myself really, but there are situations where the people who are problematic are family, so it's really difficult to not invest in them at least a bit. I'm horribly socially awkward, so online friends are a better option for me. Yeah, it is. Otto says, I would say that you and I have a better, more meaningful, less stressful friendship because we use online as our way of communication. Yeah, there's really something to it. Like, it's it sort of gives you all the leeway you need to deal with the extra stuff. Like if something is really I don't know, so something is really like making you busy, well, you can just say like, oh, I got your message, I will reply later, or something like that. Like it's not, you can sort of really work it out. What am I saying? She can't get it. Therapists by nature has to be extroverts. Valuing online friends as real friends require introversion. I guess so. I think that's why it's difficult to find a good, relatable therapist in general, because... Oh, hold on. Nicholas says, I feel a million times closer to all of you guys than to my in real life friends, coworkers that I haven't seen or spoken to really since March. Yeah. I think a lot of people are finding out that they're perfectly fine video calling their their coworkers. Like they don't feel like they have to see them all the time. Sorry. I don't want to hiccup in the mic. Lee says, may I just give you all a huge hug? It's so hard a time. Let's stay human. Aww. Virtual hugs for all. Big air hugs. Aww. Yeah. Hey, fairy dust. Hi. In real life is overly propped. I'm caught up in good hugging. Aww. Hey, Elena. Hi. Grateful that all my family members are on the same page. Mishi says moral, emotional, social support doesn't require being face-to-face in meet space. Yeah, we're finding that out right now, I would say. All right. That moment when you realize that your space is a mess again. Oh, there it is. Over here in general, when I speak to my friends who are in a similar situation to mine, there's a bit of this sort of hidden racism in our parents. Like it's something, their generation, the way they grew up, what they heard as a kid, what they had to deal with. Yeah, I've had quite a few occasions where I had to sort of give a reality check to my parents, being like, hey, you don't say that. That's awful. And they just don't really realize because they've been using that word forever. So when I'm like, no, don't do that, they go like, oh, I see. I don't know if it lasts beyond me being there, but you know. As it says, I'm also very grateful that online friends can just drop in unannounced. Ugh, that's a big no-no for me as an introvert, that most people would feel I am wrong to feel that way. That's something I always thought was weird. Like, I remember when I was younger, my parents would regularly drive from one town to the other because of where the relatives were located, and we went to see like our grandparents and whatnot. And it would happen sometime that along the way, that was before there were cell phones, so they would find a way to call someone they knew that lived in the vicinity and be like, hey, we are in this area, we're close to you, can we drop by like today? And I always thought that that was really weird, and like, even as a kid I was like, yeah, okay, I guess as a kid you don't have a choice, like you have to follow, but I always thought it was weird. And they would just talk about adult stuff and like drink Cinzano, like fucking alcohol. Sorry, pardon my French. So yeah, that's not something I would appreciate. Did you guys hear that Consumer Crafts is closing? They aren't taking any. I saw Lindsay the Frugal Crafter mention it, but I don't know what Consumer Crafts is. Can someone that's more familiar with it give us a rundown? I'd still love to have a big party with you all. Oh, I agree. I think with all of us, having a big party would take into account the fact that we're a bunch of introverts. So I think it would be quite a fun one. But yeah, we're all over the world, so it wouldn't be easy to set up. 48 hours notice. Oh, at least. It's kind of painful how racist, homophobic my peers are when they're in high school. They're the young generation. They should be putting their best foot forward. Depends on their age, I would say, because there's speaking just from experience, there's a really fuzzy area of brain growth and morality growth and value growth during the teenage years. I think a lot of teenagers are much more influenced from outside pressure. So if their family are a certain way, or if what they see a lot is a certain thing, they might not have the strength yet to dissociate themselves from it. So they embrace it fully. It still sucks, but I feel a bit more bothered when I see people like in their 20s and their 30s still abiding by these notions. Because I'm like, you've had time to grow and realize that that was stupid. Like you've had time to go beyond that, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, it's a good thing they did, but it's unfortunately that they had to start from that space. I remember my grandmother always having a little sweet to go with her coffee in case anyone dropped by unannounced. Oh, age doesn't really correlate with personal values, though. Age directly correlates to experience, in a way. Like, except for certain cases, I would say. But, yeah, the more you age, the more experience you get. That's just the way it is. Nicole says, Consumer Crafts is owned by Michael's. It's an online craft/art store that had great deals. It was a bit more craft store than an art supply store. Oh. Do you think it's closing because of everything that's happened with COVID, or it's closing because it was declining anyway? Oh, I have no doubt they're regurgitating what they've been told by their parents. It's definitely unpleasant, especially with internet, because you have an opportunity to be exposed to other ideas. But I don't know, for me, it doesn't really surprise me. I find it really sad and really, really not great. But I'm not surprised. Being old, I'm not very surprised by it. I can hear Pico in the other room. Back with berries. Oh, which ones? I'm kind of bummed I don't have any. I find it hard to buy berries though, because if you buy them fresh, they're either not very ripe or they're over bruised and messy. Like strawberries are the worst to buy. You have to eat them right away. Oh. Mikey says, when I used to teach critical rhetoric to freshmen at University of Iowa, they would end up in my office crying as if the bricks that made up their mortar of their house had been taken down. Yeah. I made some muffins a couple days ago with blackberries. Wormberries are sour. Well, blackberries are kind of always a bit sour, aren't they? Oops, sorry. It is really disappointing. Not saying it's not. Ah, bonjour Péco. Salut. Tu fais? Tu veux venir dire bonjour à tout le monde? T'es où? Viens voir. Viens voir Péco. Mais ça bourrou. Mais non, t'auras pas à manger. Ici. Oh, tu veux des câlins? Tu veux des câlins? Salut Proprou. Salut Proprou. Salut Péco. Salut Pépette. Salut Pépette. Pro. Yeah, it's not a good... Non, fais pas tout tomber. It's not a good time to buy berries with delivery. That's not a good look. Non. T'es bien cute. T'es bien trop cute, Péco. Pro. She's super happy. Frotte. Non mais tu vas tout faire tomber, sérieux. Oh, t'es mignonne, petite bibite à poil. Oh, petite chose. She's super cute. Et tu t'as mis de la morve partout. She's so happy. Tu voulais des amis? Ben ouais. Ah, poil. She came to say hi to her fan club. Hey bébé. Hey mon bébé. L'autre main aussi. Ok. Ok, les deux mains. Hey, Hey, Dominic, hi. Oh my god, tu ronronnes tellement. Les gens, ils peuvent pas voir ta belle petite tête. Voilà. Ouh. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Elevator butt. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Qu'est-ce que tu as trouvé? Tu veux que je te stampe la date dessus? Mais non, mais... Oh, she's losing so much fur. Oh. Ça se peut pas perdre du poil comme ça. Tu vas être toute chauve. Tu pêches mon raton. This is Love Accident's friend. She's at my house today. Hey, hi! Hi, guys! I'm not allergic to cats, thankfully, but Pickle's fur will really get like in your eyes, in your face, in your nose. Oops, sorry. I just try to be extra patient with orders. Like, definitely everything takes much longer to travel. So, as a small sort of sometimes business owner, having to resend, refund, it can be a bit difficult. Tu veux vraiment tout faire tomber, hein? Pickle the Explorer? Pretty much. Not allergic doesn't mean not ticklish. Oh yeah, definitely ticklish. Oh, tu t'amuses? C'est bien? C'est quoi le plat? Kitty's husband and I are all sitting outside on the deck, and the cats are being so cute eating grass through the deck. Aww. Hey, Annette, hi. She just sighed in the mic. I wrote to Patricia, yeah. I wrote her an email and she hasn't replied. Oh, way to go. So yeah, that didn't do anything to help me feel better about it. Yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking. I hope she's okay. Pico is a purr machine, she is. Susan says, I got the book you were talking about 3 weeks ago, Color Harmony for Artists, and I love it. I'm glad! It's a really inspiring book, isn't it? It's so pretty. And it's such a good exercise that is featured in the book. Ugh. I need a lint roller for my face. When I was a kid, I lived for a couple of years in a town that's not too far from here, but that's still not Quebec nor Montreal. And the way it was set up at the end of our street, the street was not like finished. It was still construction. There were these big concrete blocks, and after that it was like woodland and a sand pit. And I have two really distinct memories of the place. The sand pit was quite awesome because there were a lot of oh, hold on. What's the name of the bird that builds nests in mud? I know the name in French, I just don't know what it is in English. We should all do a draw along. Then we can post to the Discord after the stream. But do you mean a draw along? Oh no. Yeah, same. I tried to do the same exercise, to take images I like and to try and reproduce the colors independently in the reference, and it's a really interesting way. No, it's not Heron, it's Yo?
Oui.
Sais-tu c'est quoi une hirondelle en anglais?
C'est un swallow, je pense.
Oh, a swallow. Merci. If you create a fur roller for your face, you would be... I would, right? When I get on Discord to check this and aim... Oh, Mikey, it's possible that you've collapsed the list. Like on the left of the screen, you have all the sections of the server, and one of them is gonna be like art stuff, and the other is gonna be like other stuff, and you can collapse the lists. And if you did collapse it, that might be why you can't find it. We pick a subject and we all draw together. We draw along. Draw along with each other. Yeah, I looked it up. Swallow, magpie, and flamingos build mud nest. It was definitely swallows. But it was really cool to see the wall of sand with all the nests in there. There were like a bunch of them. And we were also... there were a lot of blackberry bushes in there, in that area. So we would go there with buckets and just pick up a bunch of blackberries. So I think that's what I'm going to draw today. I think I'm going to draw cats picking up berries. Ah. The fudge. Dude, there was a spider on me. Ew. Ugh. Okay, be right back. Berk, 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 berk. J'avais une araignée sur moi.
T'es pas si vieille que ça pour ça?
You look so confused. Get in there. J'ai quand même des trucs qui me chatouillent dans le cou, ça doit être un poil de péco. Puis là, je fais fouip fouip, puis il y a une araignée qui tombe.
Wow.
Elle est toute petite. Une toute petite araignée.
Avec les gros yeux?
Oui, ça va. Non, juste moche. Ah, puis ça, non. C'est pas grave, elle va t'entendre sur moi.
Ça va être mini, comme un perroquet, mais c'est une petite araignée. Ouais.
Non, je sais, mais c'est parce que
Ouais.
c'est un peu surprenant, tu sais.
Oui, c'est ça. T'as-tu vu ma photo?
Oui, elle est belle. Elle est molle.
Oui.
Alright, no more of that. Okay, no more on me. No more on the roof. Well, yeah, the ceiling. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, spiders, you can stay outside as much as you want, not a problem. But in here, please no. And not on me, pretty please. Ugh. I'll try not to think too much about it because it's kind of creepy. I used to be terrified of spiders, but living in a basement, you sort of get used to them really fast. Because there's quite a lot of them in here. And I try to grab them up and put them back outside if I can. Okay, I need a thing for my hair. Okay. My mom said it's bad luck to kill a spider in the house. Well, we've definitely been better about our luck then. Yeah, sometimes we end up having to squish them, but if it's possible, we try to capture them and put them back outside. The only ones I have no pity for are the ants, because that can be quite problematic, and there's always a period in the year when the big black ants get in here a lot. But for everything else... And now I'm singing the theme song from Spider-Man, thanks. Well, you're welcome! Never cut an old hippie off from their deer. Our gerbils have been fighting quite a bit this week. Oh no, is that still Jet who's making a fuss. Annette says, one of my cats is a big hunter from the inside, but one day a spider crawled too close to him and touched his arm and he fled, afraid. Yeah. All show, no game. Oh, whoa. Hey, Marchat, hi, by the way. Marchat says, I'm okay with spiders, but my mother had a scar where she was bitten by a spider when she was a kid. What kind of spider are we talking about here? Yikes. Yeah, Jet's been the troublemaker. I don't want to split her from the others, but yeah, if she keeps on fighting, she's sort of asking for it. Hey, on horseback, hi. Troubles get depressed if they live. Oh. Aww. I have a scar from a bite from a few years ago. I don't even know what spider it was, and it was just domestic. Okay, it's not necessarily a big bite. It's just a difficult thing to care for. I can tell you that timeouts don't work with cats. I've given my Dachshund a timeout. Interesting. Well, with dogs I can sit working, but not with cats. Water is the only form of punishment for cats. Even then, it depends on the cat. And more often than not, the real punishment comes from the cat to the human afterwards. Nothing works with cats because they're the one training us, pretty much. Have you heard more of the can't think of the word, but your roommate, Amisha, the crawl space kitty? Susan says, oh my gosh, I just went to make tea and saw my cat in this track pose. He got a little garden mouse. Oh no, it was squeaking so hard, but it's fine. I saved it back into the edge. Oh. Timeout works for my cat. We will put one of them in the guest bedroom and they will cry and cry, but we don't let them out till they stop. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it registers as a timeout or if they just get fed up with crying and shut up. Sorry. Oh, speaking of of a timeout and kids and whatnot, my brother had his daughter. She was born last week. Marcha says, one of my cats loves water. One time he was being very bad and I sprayed him until he was soaked. He kept doing it. He loved it. Yeah, that's more like positive reinforcement than negative ones. Okay, so Amisha says, my son says he sees her around, but she seems to have a summer home. Oh. I hope she's doing well. I love her, little small crawl space kitty. Oh, congratulations, now we're two aunties. Auntie Evs. Oh, yeah, definitely. I saw pictures and she looks good. She's very cute. Hey, Paulo, hi. Misha adds that her son says she seems well fed and sleek furred. So good on our little feral feline friend. Yay! I was waiting for Persona 4 Golden to be released on the PC. I've never really looked into the Persona games. I'm not sure what they're about. Congratulations, Aunty. I have too many nieces and nephews to count. Fortunately, I don't see them much except on Facebook. Aww. Well, it's completely understandable in the current situation. I'm a big fan of all the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. Nicole says, you're probably right. when timeout is over, I'll open the door and they'll be sleeping on the bed or trying to open a dresser drawer. Not really learning a lesson, just got bored and moved on. There were, when I was a kid, the cat I had as a kid, my parents, they wouldn't want to let the cat sleep with us at night, so the cat would go in the basement. And they would close the door to the basement. That's where the food and water bowl and litter was, so his stuff was there anyway, but he didn't like it. He didn't want to be in the basement, so he would meow. And he would like meow until he got bored about it. So yeah, I was always a bit sad because I was like, I want to sleep with my cat. Like this is fun, but yeah. Anyone bought the Schminke special tins on Jackson? Are they back in stock? Because last time I checked, they weren't. Mine still says awaiting stock. Because mine never got sent. Oh no. Well, they're probably waiting on stock then. It's kind of a bummer that they charged you. They probably, I think they ran into some sort of issue because everyone could pre-order it in a way, and if that messed up their stock numbers, that might mean that a lot of people who pre-ordered it when it was available for that didn't get one. And at one point it said that they would get restock on the 4th of June, but then they kind of made it back to awaiting stock soon. Yeah, but I'll ender. I had a laugh yesterday because we usually pick up some sushi at a local restaurant on Friday, and they're really, really kind people. They're really nice, and we've been going there for years now, and we go there quite regularly, so they know us and all of that. And yesterday, I'm the one who went in to pick them up, and the woman who worked there, she saw me, and I was like, hey, and she was like, hey, how are you? I'm good, blah blah blah. And at some point she looked at me and she was like, oh, are you pregnant? And I was like, nope, I'm just fat. And I was like, I don't take it personally because yeah, I could afford to be more careful and all of that, but I mean, I feel kind of bad for her because I know she didn't mean anything like mean by it, but I was like, yeah, that's a sure sign that my proportions are getting out of whack. Made me laugh. Maybe I'm having kittens. Possibly. It's the COVID-19 pounds. Yeah, 19? You're sure it's not the COVID-40 or something? Yeah, it's just been a peculiar last few months. So... Someone said that about my Dachshund, and I was like, no, she's just a bit round. Yep. Hey, Okuni, hi. Didn't see you come in. Hey, Gwen, hi. You sneaked. I'm actually losing weight because just before lockdown I had to cut most sugar from my diet. Oh. I think that's possibly a thing that is helped by having to be in lockdown, since you don't necessarily have access to all this stuff that's processed and has added sugar in it. Who doesn't like a couple of random tornadoes, right? changed my lifestyle since the lockdown started to help me lose weight. How do you, for anyone who has any kind of input on this, but how do you sustain that kind of stuff? Sometimes it's really easy. It's a bit easier to start, but it sort of gets boring, repetitive, I don't know. What's you guys' take on it? Lotto says, I thought when my everyday life is changing dramatically due to the lockdown was the best time to piggyback some healthy changes. Yeah. If you have to adjust, why not adjust to a bunch of things all at once? Sounds like a really clever idea. I'm lucky that my favorite foods are savory, not sweet. Yeah, that's unfortunate. By not making it a restricted diet, as it says, just making small changes but still eating what I want. I can't do one of those where you can't eat certain foods. Always feels like a sure way to crave only that. Oh, sorry. Oh no, it's the middle of the afternoon. I've definitely been gaining from stress eating anything and everything. Yeah, me too. We're gonna go play. Oh, hey, bye guys, bye Perry and Lab. Have fun. Hey, Barbara. Hello, Barbara. How are you? And it says I need structure, like stand up, work out, eat the same pre-made breakfast. I really don't know what I prefer. Nicole says schedule is everything for me. My day is very regimented, which helps me A, not get overwhelmed with work, and B, forces me to work out for 15 minutes a day. Otto says just having smaller portions, only having 1 or 2 pieces of chocolate instead of the whole bar. Having fresh fruits as treats instead of desserts. Oh man. It's a really bad time to be an emotional eater. Oh my gosh, is it terrible up there? I always have to do the voice to say hi to Barbara. And I don't always just do the old man voice like for the live streams. I do it in everyday life as well. Oh, what? My neighbors have been shooting off fireworks for days. At this rate, they will be out by the 4th of July. Ah, the one day that you want to have fireworks. I needed that, thank you. Oh, my pleasure. We do the same. We stop buying sweets, but have fruits so we don't have unhealthy snacks. around and snack on the good stuff. I don't deny myself emotional eating, just less amount of it each time. Huh. That's such a great idea, Elena. But you'd have to take chocolate off my cold dead fingers. It is hard again. It's so much just sitting at all day at home. We have a lot of having like access to the snacks in the cupboard is problematic. No more tiramisus. Oh, dude. You just have to become allergic to milk. That will take care of all the tiramisus. Sadly. Like very, very sadly. Oh, and eating the emotional eating mindfully. Yeah, definitely. I think eating absent-mindedly is possibly not the best way to deal with a specific amount you want to eat. Like, say if you have a bag of popcorn in front of you, it's gonna be hard not to just continue eating from it. And started baking and making tiramisu. Ah! Why is everyone talking about tiramisu? Ah! Oh my gosh, Nicole, yeah, that sounds difficult. Nicole says, beginning of COVID, I worked from bed because I could, but I gained so much weight and I work 24/7. Eek. Both are not great. Now I have a schedule that includes when to work, clean, eat, work out, and relax. I'm much healthier now. I need lunch. We're making everyone hungry. I need breakfast. Psst, guys. We won't, Amisha. We won't tell them. I think tiramisu is okay, not a huge favorite of mine. I'd trade you. Depends which kind of tiramisu you've had. The real Italian recipe is quite hard to beat. We do have tiramisu creme brulee. I can't say that with creme brulee. Creme brulee, chocolate eclairs, and lemon cheesecake in the fridge. It's all for my husband who loses weight way too easily. Can we trade? I take that, you know. Oh. The curse of being short and not a very active person. I have had Italian stepmother tiramisu, I'll tell you. When they are trying to impress you, they pull out all the stops. I really, I swear. It's, I think we got the recipe my mom had, and that I have. Anyway, the recipe we have in the family comes from Italian relatives. So it feels quite genuine, and it's really, really good. And it has nothing to do with the kind of tiramisu most places will serve. I know, right? I have said that to him so many times. I really believe. Yeah, Mr. E is also quite tall, and just the fact, just being tall will improve your ability to eat decent amounts so much. Nicole says, I find dieting for me never works. I end up thinking I deserve to eat whatever X because I've been so good lately. Yeah, it's pretty difficult because if it's something that is a struggle, the brain will try by all means to just find a workaround. Like, oh yeah, but you ate so good already, and your lunch was really not that big, so you can possibly eat a bit more of this instead, and it's very difficult to shut that down. Oh no. I've only had grocery store tiramisu, pretty much, kind of mushy and bland. Yeah, bland is not the word I would use to describe tiramisu that's been done with like the coffee and the mascarpone and the amaretto in it and the cocoa. It's very tasty. It is possibly kind of mushy anyway because the cookies are like softened with the coffee and all of that, but it's definitely not bland. The saddest tiramisu I've ever seen was what's the word in English? But it was sheet cake. When you make it's called a genoise in French, but it's sheet cake, and it was whipped cream, and I was so offended. Otto says, I used to share a flat with an Italian girl. Let me tell you, Italian girls are the best flatmates ever. You never need to eat out Italian ever again. Oh man. Oh, that's awesome, Susan. Oh, nutmeg. No, our tiramisu recipe didn't have any nutmeg in it, I'm fairly sure. I would have to check, though. I need to check if the plain yogurt I got last week, I think it's coconut based, but it doesn't taste very coconutty. If it's still a thing whenever you get here, Otto, I'll have to have you check it out. kefir is dairy. I've seen dairy-free kefir. It's basically a yogurt drink. Oh, come on. Computer fell asleep. I'm craving tiramisu so bad right now and I blame all of you. I used to drink a lot of yogurt beverages as a kid, and now even the thought of them just makes me bleh. Thin yogurt? Why? Why would you want thin yogurt? Why would anyone want that? Honestly. You can add like whatever liquid to it if you want thin yogurt. Thin yogurt has less fat, so I guess because of that. No, because you can have Greek yogurt. That's basically strained thin yogurt. I think they sell the thin one because they can make more money out of... Like, if you strain it, you end up with less of it. But it's not good. The lady fingers without gluten might be trickier. Yeah. I'm a lot less bloated now too. Well, that's if it works for you, I mean that's really awesome. I think tiramisu is impossible to do, like an actual tiramisu dairy-free, because you need mascarpone for it, and that's a cheese. And it's gonna be pretty hard to go around that. I've had a dessert that was like had the flavor of tiramisu, but that wasn't tiramisu, but it really didn't have the same kind of presentation and texture. The taste was there, but definitely not the look of it. We don't get Oatly here, sadly. No changes, Paulo. You can't change it. Tiramisu! No! I'm stuck on that stupid thing. So good though. It's kind of really easy to put together. I think possibly the mix with the mascarpone cheese is the trickiest bit, but once that's done, it wouldn't work. I don't think it would work. There's really something peculiar to mascarpone too. Yeah, the way they made it, the one I tasted that tasted like it the most, but wasn't it? It had like coconut in it and nuts and coffee and all of that, but it was kind of a raw thing. But that's really like the I was surprised, but I don't know if you can really like you can have fake cheese and it's gonna be delicious, but it doesn't mimic the behavior of cheese all that well. I think you would end up with the same by trying to mimic mascarpone. You could have something that tastes quite nice, but it wouldn't mimic the characteristic of actual mascarpone. There, Paulo says it. Mascarpone is godly. It's a really unique thing. Like you can mimic the texture of a lot of things. Like, say you can sort of mimic the texture of ricotta cheese with tofu. Not the taste exactly, but the texture. I haven't seen anything that could come close to mascarpone, honestly. It's a really unique product. Y'all made me hungry. Oh no! Is that a Penco lead holder? This one here? Is this the one? I'm trying to see if there's any other lead holder on my screen. I don't think so. That's a Draftmatic from Alden. It was the special edition Mabgraves one. What if you press and drain a tofu first and cream it? I don't think it would have the same kind of if I remember right, mascarpone has a sort of elasticity to it. The elasticity of cheese is the hardest sort of thing to replicate. And I don't think creamed tofu would necessarily have that. But I mean, the fake one, like the thing that was tiramisu flavored that I ate, was very, very good. Just wasn't the same presentation, you know. But it was like delicious, and if I could get some of it more regularly, I definitely would, because it's sort of healthy too. No, not necessarily mozzarella, because mozzarella. If maybe you guys can sort of correct me, but the memory I have of the mascarpone is a bit like a fluffy cream cheese that's a bit more elastic, that holds together more. Like cream cheese would be harder, and possibly like a bit more crumbly depending on the type of cream cheese you get. Like not the Philadelphia stuff, the you know, the more genuine thing. Anyway, I need to look into the if I can find a recipe for the fake one, because yeah, that would really make me happy to be able to eat that again. But it's been difficult to find. Mascarpone is the thick cream smooth one. Yeah, but it's not. I'm struggling to describe the. Anyway, I miss it. Ah. Yeah, you could make it with any type of whipping cream. No, not whipping cream. No. Don't make me get up to get the tiramisu recipe from the binder. Maybe viscous is a good word. Yeah, maybe a bit. I don't. It's been a while. I don't like coffee, so more tiramisu for you. Okay, I will finish inking it, and since this has to dry anyway, I will see if I can find a recipe. I think it would be hilarious to check it out and share it. Since I can't eat it, it would be a shame to not share the recipe. It's gonna be in French, but I can sort of translate, I guess. Alright, I'll be back in a sec. On parlait de tiramisu, fait que je suis venu chercher ma recette.
As-tu vu mon ami avec l'arbre?
J'ai soif. Okay. My husband let me move date night from tonight to Sunday so I could join the live stream. But no one is there to play Half-Life with him, and now he watches TV. Oh, as a fellow man, I think he's fine. Still a bummer kind of TV. Okay, let's. Ugh. Of course, the thickest section is desserts. Who do you think I am? Pfft, not a savage. What kind of berries are the cat pickings? Blackberries. Let's just stick that in there. No, not this. binder ASMR. Nana. Hey, Sterling. Hey. Oh, there it is. There you go. Okay. So it says, even have the name of the relative and friends we have. Perhaps I should cover that. There you go. Ingredients: 500 grams of mascarpone, 125 to 250 milliliters of strong coffee, 4 egg yolks, 2 egg whites, 100 grams of powdered sugar, 20 ml or more of amaretto, 200 grams of Savoyard cookies. They're quite unique, those. And 3 tablespoons of cacao. You know, not the drink, the powder. Okay, so basically the cream, because one part of it is the cookies that you sort of pour the coffee on them, so they get mushy. And yeah, it's in French. But the mascarpone goes into a cream that is made with the egg yolks, powdered sugar, the amaretto, and the mascarpone. And then separately you beat the egg whites into snow. Is that a thing? And you delicately mix them in with the rest of the creamy mixture. And then you start layering. You put cookies, some coffee over them, and a layer of cream, cookies, coffee, cream, cookie, coffee, and you end up with cream. And on top of the cream, you sprinkle a bit of the cocoa. And that's it. That's basically the recipe. Yeah, amaretto and tiramisu. That's supposed to be Marsala wine. No, ew. We're gonna have a fight. Though, to be fair, whenever I would have it, I'm not a big alcohol person, so I would usually cheat and ask if Mom could make it with the amaretto flavored coffee instead. Because I don't really like alcohol. Okay, I'm gonna get up again. I'm gonna get some water and I'm gonna sort of grab a glass of water too, so be right back. sorry about that. Italians would be depressed. How would they be depressed? Amaretto is Italian, right? I'm gonna hit Paulo with the Marsala stick. Use Kaluha. Kaluha has cream in it though. You can warm the alcohol out of the amaretto, but are you team amaretto Okuni as well? If you're making tiramisu for kids. Now, of course, if you're making tiramisu for kids, don't include alcohols. Though I don't think that has ever stopped my parents, my mom. The original recipe is with more sala. No! No! I am so team amaretto. I mean, you put in whatever you want. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, I'm quite partial to the amaretto. Still, gonna wait a bit for this to dry. And I just saw that on the same recipe, on the same sheet, it has a recipe for something that is called gâteau beauceron. Which is probably the most French Canadian thing I've seen in a while. It's gâteau is cake, and beauceron refers to a particular region of Quebec that is called Beauce. I am Team Kids Edition. Yeah. It was delicious with the amaretto flavored coffee, to be honest. It took away the weird buzz you would get from the alcohol, because my mom used to make it perhaps a bit too much amaretto in it for us. But yeah, I can't have it anymore, so... Okay, so what's in a gâteau beauceron? Weak flour, weak flour, cinnamon, baking soda, salt, oil, eggs, maple syrup. Okay, legit. Shredded carrots, shredded apples, chopped nuts, shredded coconut, and the garnish is a syrup made of milk and maple sugar. So it's basically a carrot cake on with a lot of extras in it. I've never tried it, but it looks pretty intense, I gotta say. At least it doesn't have any raisins in it. Blech. Huh, that's interesting. Vitamin M, maple syrup. Yeah. Carrot cake on vitamin M. I like the idea of the apples in it, though. Stop the raisin 8. Oh, dude. I'm not team raisin. What's the only thing? Oh, the only place where I will eat the raisins is in cinnamon raisin bagels. That's sort of the only place where they don't really bother me. Oh, come on. Stop going to sleep, computer. Wake up. But yeah, not in carrot cake. Definitely not. Oh, is it your birthday today, Amisha? Is it your birthday? Yeah, I agree that I think I would be surprised to find someone as a kid who didn't have the really bad experience of going for a chocolate and biting into it, and it was one of those like alcohol chocolates, and you go a bit like, ugh, why? Like, yeah, chocolate, but no, alcohol, what? It's Tamisha's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. That's so awesome. Do you have any birthday plans? I hope you will get some sort of cake. Well, if you like cake, of course. Sings the birthday song from Emperor's New Groove. Oh, the Tom Jones one. Yeah, I don't sing. I'm not a singer, and yeah, I'm not a music inclined person at all. But I feel like Happy Birthday is sort of the one song that nobody can fault you for singing all wrong. It's more about the meaning than the actual performance, is what I'm trying to say. I'm looking for a piece of scrap paper. No cake, but I have a little bottle of Asti. What is that? Now that you mention raisins and bagels, I think gummy candy. Well, the thing is, you can't really cook gummy candies though, because I think they would melt. You can definitely put some on top of your bagel though. Well, have a good lunch, Phoebe. Just gonna make a few reference swatch card quickly. I mean, it would definitely be an interesting gooey bagel. Definitely, it might hold up a bit better once it has cooled down. It reminds me of the rainbow bagels they made at some point. Mark Chat says that my birthday is the day before the 4th of July. I told my much younger sister that everyone was so happy I was born that the city had fireworks for me. She believed that for years. That's hilarious. Oh, that sounds awesome, Lindsay. It's done. Great. It's the schminke sort of square-ish tin. The one that's in the special edition that we've all been, well, many of us have been excited for is, I think, this format, but it has a really nice print on the cover instead of being a plain black cover. But yeah, it's a nice little tin that I don't necessarily use enough. So when I saw, I wanted to try having just a few triads in a set to see how I would work with them. And I've basically have three triads in there. Like, this is the first one, second one, third one. And my idea is to not necessarily mix them in a painting, like use only one triad per painting. Or like one red, one of the yellow, and one of the blues. Let's try to get a good color for the berries. Oh, that's not too bad. To anybody who has eaten blackberry pies before, do they color your teeth and mouth blue? Yes, you have to clean up afterwards. Okay. Friends of ours, anyway, friends made for us a pie made from, I don't know how local it is to North America / Canada, but in French it's called a camerise, and it's basically a long blueberry. and it has this really intense dark color that you have in sort of blueberries and blackberries, and the pie was delicious, but we were not expecting our whole mouths to turn blue and stay blue afterwards, so that was funny. I will check the chat when I am done with this sort of flat. This is quite a nice gray. That's a good intensity to it. It's not too weak. It's quite strong, actually. All right. At all, do you have a favorite black ink for line art? I have been making swatches from various black inks and watercolor to see what I like best. I like the Leader Black 4. I like Platinum Carbon Black too. And also the Pentel brush pen ink. But I mean, I think any ink that is waterproof and that is in the pen you prefer is gonna be fine. If you like a dip pen, then something like the Liter inks or the PH Martin inks can be quite useful. But if you prefer to have a less messy option, then multi-liners and pit pens will work really nicely. There is definitely picot hairs in this painting. There's a big one here. I mean, she shed all over the place earlier, so... Oh, thank you so much, Tsukabu. It was an idea made up from what was going on in the chat. My cat settled in for a nap on my sketchbook, so no more drawing for me. They're good at that. Mine used to always like to nap in my math homework book. Alex! Hey! How you been? That awkward moment when your health explodes. Oh no! Then your brain explodes. Oh no! And you disappear for a few weeks at a time. Oh no! I hope things are better now. I need a drink of water. I hope the health explosion was not COVID. If I remember right, from the community that's active on Discord, I think we've had only one person who's been tested positive for it. For COVID. It was really interesting in a way because in the person's family, one member was asymptomatic, one member was really, really ill, and the other person was, you know, like a bad flu. Lindsay says, my rabbit ate my math scribbler. Sorry. My rabbit ate my math scribbler in elementary school. Try explaining that to your teacher. On the up and up, waiting till brain works isn't reliable, so hello, let's see what happens. I am COVID free as far as I know. Oh, great. Great. Oh, I totally painted over the cat's mouth. Oh well, you know. Hey, it's no joke, my cat, when I was little, ate my math homework all the time. Don't do your homework on ham sheets. And I fully didn't understand my math homework. She might have found pencil to be tastier than pen. Huh. Sakawa says, I had a golden retriever who used to snipe my erasers. My dad actually caught him one time, and before that didn't believe me why my erasers kept vanishing. I mean, they had to come out, didn't they? No mouth, your curtain cat will have to say mwah, mwah, instead of meow. Pickle does a lot of sounds without opening her mouth, which is a bit weird, but she's a bit weird. I wish I could record it, but it's difficult to record and do it at the same time. But whenever we feed her, she makes such weird sounds. I mean, even after 9 years, we'll still laugh at them. I might use gouache, otherwise, to try and make a different color over the mouth. Oh, come on, computer, why? You didn't used to do that. It used to be fine. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, but even then, the mouth is open. I don't think Russian kitties, Russian blue kitties have a mouth that's dark. I don't think so. I think the only time I had to ship something to Brazil, what threw me off the most was the price of sending it. Because yeah, it can be quite expensive to send things overseas. Though I think the most expensive was probably one of the large boxes I sent to Otto. It better make it there, honestly. Not the new one, it was an older thing, but good grief. They certainly don't give it for free. Had to label all the masks I sent out to fam and friends as socks. So dude, that's clever though. Oh, didn't I tell you that the first one got here? I was sure I told you. The first package got here, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I told you. I told you about the unicorn ones. That's clever though. I'm not sure I would have thought of that. Because yeah, labeling anything as mask during a pandemic is kind of a sure way to summon trouble. Oh no, Dante. Poor doggo. Is anyone else here kind of keeping up on Kitten Academy? I think Otto did when Bebop had her kids, but after that, there was a really funny moment last night when, let's just assume that the lid here is Bebop's box. So Bebop is a mom cat. And she had 7 babies like really recently. So they're teeny tiny things that just like mewl and cry and wiggle around. And she was in this corner of her box, like over here. And she was like in the corner. She had all her babies in front of her. She was on her side, and she had her food ball like here, food ball, kitty, and all the beans. And she wasn't exactly laying down. So at some point she decided that she wanted to lay down so that the kids could feed. And she plopped right into her food bowl. And it's like wet food, but it's like wet liquidy food because it's the mom cat special, which is mixed in with like water to make it more palatable and easier to eat and hydrating. So she plopped straight in there, like the whole side of her face was covered in food. And she plopped in there, and she stood there for like a good 30 seconds, and then she sort of got up and sat up a bit and decided to eat. And in the meantime, the man that takes care of the academy, Mr. A, he was there. He was like cleaning up after the babies, but he didn't notice that happening. And he was like basically going after each tiny bean to make sure they had gone to the bathroom, because kittens can go to the bathroom on their own, and Bebop is a really clueless mom. So he was taking care of that, and he didn't see that she was covered in food because it was the side of her that he couldn't see from his position. He's like sitting here, like, and that's the opening of the box here, and that's the box, and she's in the corner in the back. And that was like that for about a minute. But at some point, it sort of dawned on her that she was covered in wet food. So she shook herself, and she put food everywhere. It was both awesome and absolutely terrible at the same time. She sprayed wet food over everything. A towel, the walls, the babies, like all the kittens had chunk of food on them. And she even went, like, she smelled one of the kittens and was like, oh, my baby has food on it. And she started licking the food off the baby cat. And I was like, what? And the poor Mr. A was also, like, completely baffled. He was like, I took my eyes off you for 1 second. How did you manage to do that? What happened? And it was talking to her, and it was really funny. But, oh my gosh, the mess she made. I swear that mom cat is so... She's adorable, she's kind, but she's so dumb. Poor girl. She has no idea what's happening. Etta says, oh my god, watching her give birth was so stressful. But oh, it was. And it was such a relief that she wasn't doing that on her own out there. Because if there hadn't been human help nearby, she couldn't have delivered her family safely. I mean, she walked around with the baby half out. Like, that's not good. But yeah, oh my gosh, the spray of food, like not wet food, like when you just plop a can and it's like a pate or something. This was like a slurry of food, like oatmeal, but cat food. And she was just like, oh, what happened? Where did all the food come from? And trying to clean everything, and yeah, she's a handful, Bebop. It's a good thing she won't be having any more kitties. Like I think once is definitely enough for her. But she's an orange and white mom cat, so all the kids are orange and white, and there's like 5 little girls and 2 little boys in there. Alex says, giraffe give birth standing up, so a baby giraffe's first moment in this world includes a 6-foot drop. So technically, kitten wasn't the worst off. Well, that would be the equivalent of having a baby giraffe half out. Like, there had to be some sort of intervention because the baby couldn't breathe, and like it was really stressful moment because the human had to work really hard on sort of getting the kitten to boot up. So that was really stressful, but Bebop had no sort of awareness that something was off, that like she was trying to, some babies she didn't even try to free from them, like to clean up and all that. It was a really strange moment, to be sure. And yeah, I mean, they've had other moms that were really, really ready for this and like knowledgeable and had the proper instinct, like they were naturals. I don't think Bebop is a natural. I mean, she does good. She feeds them and she licks them, but I think that sometimes she's not exactly aware of just how many kids she got. My grandmother had an orange tabby have kittens in her yard. 4 of the kittens were orange tabbies, but the 5th was a long-haired tortoiseshell. Oh, a little monster, a little hell spawn. That's adorable. Yeah, it was horribly stressful. And like I literally cried when the kitten started crying too, because you're like, oh my god, yes, it's finally breathing. But yeah, oh my gosh, the sort of emergency response of Mr. A, I was like absolutely impressed. She had 7 kittens. One day, a can of tuna exploded in our kitchen. It was everywhere. The cats entered, and the always hungry cat one just looked from one corner to the other and was too perplexed to... What happened? After I allowed it, they helped me a lot with the cleanup. Oh, I would have let the cats clean it up too. Like, fine, that one's yours. I'm not gonna bother. The tortoiseshell ended up as her cat, Miss Kala, and she was a total nutcase, yeah. I mean, it's a tortoiseshell. What are you expecting? They're hellspawn. They're little demons. 7 are so many. They had a mom deliver 9 kittens once. Verse, she had 9 babies. Like, no cat has enough, like, nipples to feed 9 kittens. They have 6 or 8. I think they can have either 6 or 8. From what I understood of when Mr. A was sort of talking about Bebop. I think there might be occasions where a mom cat has only 6. And sometimes some of them might not work. Susan says, Mr. House is one of 9. He didn't get any of the intelligence, but all of the beauty. I don't know why, but dumb cats always crack me up. Like, they're adorable, but... And it says, in regards to the exploding can of tuna, you know, the thing to open the can ripped off, and I tried to open it anyways. Oh no. Who needs smarts when you look that good? Yeah, that's basically it, right? Clogged nipples. Yeah, and it's a thing apparently. They call it the milk bar. And it's really funny to see like big litters at the milk bar because they end up fighting and they're just squirming all over to get to the food. It's really funny. Saxon, Otto, and Ruger were all in a litter of 10. Eee, that's a lot. Poor mom. Poor dog mom in this case. Mom dog? Mm. So Amisha says, half a century ago, our cat stole a beef round steak my mom had thawing on the table. Mom caught him, cut off the chewed on part, rinsed the rest, and we ate it. Oh, definitely. Dude, I would do the same. I'm not even sure I would cut off the chewed on part depending on how much it's been chewed. You reach a point of owning a pet where you just like have to take into account certain things as normal. Like I've eaten stuff that my cat had licked a bit because like I turned around for a split second and when I turned back the cat was sort of starting to lick something. And I was like, no! And then you're like, oh well. Mine came from a farm with 11 kittens. I hope that the 11 kittens were not from the single mom. That must have been a huge catermelon. 2 liters happened at once. Okay, phew. Whew. That's definitely cat logic. Nicole says, Kit Kat will sit next to you, meow, then put one paw on your lap. If you say no, she will walk to your other side and do the same thing. As if I only said no because she was on the wrong side. That's definitely cat logic. Wait, hold on. Let me try this way. I saw a cat run away with a donut that was quite substantial, so... Oh, Scout likes to lick flour. Like whenever let's say I roll out like pizza dough, I have to check her because she will get to my the board on which I roll the dough and she will start licking off the flour. The flour, sorry. I keep saying floor. Was Tom a dog or a cat, Amisha? Aww. She keep walking in circles trying to find optimal angle until you let her up. She's cute but not so bright. She's in the same category as Peko then. Very cute, but not that bright. Peko is like one of the cutest cats I've ever seen, but she's not sharp. Oh, a cat! So Amisha says Tom the cat would eat, drink anything. He stole beer and cranberry rum cocktails right off the glasses. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? Susan says, haha, my cat does that when it rains. He walks from the back door to the front and asks to get out, and he's very surprised it's just as wet. Oh man, that's funny. Otto says, oh my god, husband just walked in with creme brulee in hand. Ruby is going nuts trying to get out of the cage to get to the creme brulee. Dude, what's appealing to a gerbil in creme brulee? She definitely smells the thing. I find the cuter the cat, the not so bright they are. Yeah, I guess it has to even out at some point. Like, you gotta trade off cuteness for something else. And like, we, as nerds, we often try to figure out what's the D&D stats for our cats, and we always laugh that Peko has definitely maxed out in charisma, and not so much in wisdom or intelligence. And we find it funny. I have no idea, but she definitely likes the smell of it. You should have seen her face. Now Jet has joined in the staring of creme brulee. Oh, that's really funny. Huh. That's really curious. D&D stats for Jet is now pouring the glass. Give it to me! I want the creme brulee! I'm laughing at all the the way you said that, Alex, really implies that the cat that is rather cute is not so clever. Because Alex said one of my sisters has special cat and helper cat. Special cat's name is Reptar. He is rather cute. Jet is still staring out the glass even though all the creme brulee is gone. This is very sad. We need the sad Hulk music. Or Enya. Oh, come on. Why are you doing this so much? Computer, stop falling asleep. Oh no, I've never tried silver vine with the cats here. I have no idea if they would react to it. They react a bit oddly to catnip. Scout will just try to eat all of it, and Pico sort of gets riled up, but it usually ends in the two of them fighting. What is Mr. House's breed, Susan? He's a ragdoll that doesn't like to cuddle, loves to be outside and climb trees. Wow. Does he at least falls limp whenever you're able to hold him? Because I think that's kind of a thing that ragdolls are supposed to do. Like whenever you pick them up, they just fall limp. Okay, I want to try using this bleed-proof white. Silver vine has 2 aromatic compounds cats respond to, whereas catnip just has the one. Every cat not responding to catnip I've found does respond to silver vine. My cats respond with lots of drool. Ugh. The only time I've seen the cats drool around here is whenever we try to give them medicine. They don't like it. No, no, no. So Pico will get drenched in drool, trying to get rid of the bitter taste of the medicine. And Scout will just be like blah 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 blah. Can I add a bit of color to this? Can I add a bit of the pink? Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see. It's kind of really thick, so it's difficult to get a really precise line with it. Yeah, that he does. He loves to be in your arms when walking around, but as soon as you sit down, he's gone. He's quite the escape artist too. Oh no! Well, at least he does one thing that is like ragdolls are supposed to do. Just the one, but... Oh, another pickle here and there. Use a small size 0 brush or size 2 when I use the bleed proof white. I'll switch if I have to, but so far it's not so bad with this. This is a size 6, so it's not that big. And this one still has a decent point. Am I putting my arm in the white? Oh, okay. That's kind of a miracle, actually. Wow. I'm impressed. I know that, I think, if I remember right, it was Tsukaboo sent me fresh catnip. And it didn't travel all that well, but there was enough left, and it had impregnated the envelope enough that we could see how the cats react so much more to fresh catnip than the dried stuff. It was Tsukaboo sent it. I got that right. They fought over the envelopes for a couple of days. It was so funny. Catnip just needs watering and occasional plant food. Super easy. Yeah, but we don't have... I can't really grow it outdoors and I can't really grow it indoors, so I can't just... I'm a bit stuck with that. I can't really grow it at all, but I'd love to. Maybe one day. Really need to start using this more instead of white gouache. It looks like it dries more opaque than gouache too. Maybe because it doesn't pick up any of the paint underneath. I wonder what it's made of. What does it say? It says bleed-proof opaque watercolor, so I guess it's not something that would be acrylic based. Cover dyes, markers, and designer's colors. Use with a brush. Mine is pretty thick. I don't know, is it supposed to be really thick? Alright, so hey, not too bad today. I'm done with the painting and it's almost the usual ending time for the live stream. Wow! Or as a Wilmington will say, wow. Wow. Sorry. And it says, my husband bought special extra strong catnip for Christmas. Sorry, and both cats fought about the box and tried to open the cupboard where we stored the stuff. We now have a child-proof kitchen. Oh, it's funny. I wish I could have like catnip and lemongrass and mint sort of doing their thing around here. I really like those, and I really like the small chamomile plants. I know there are many kinds of chamomile, but there are sort of really short ones that grow around here, and they smell quite good. Susan says that her bleed-proof white is also quite thick. Okay. Okay. I mean, it was definitely usable anyway, so maybe that's just the way it's made. Oh, thank you, Tsukabu. Thank you so much. All right. So, any more questions? Mikey says, "Oh, Ev, your voice is so soothing. I leaned back for a second and fell asleep with the phone in my hand. Wow. Oh no." Maybe you need a nap. right, so let's go with the end of show announcements. Oh, I want to show something first. Where is it? Where is it? Where did I put it? Why? Oh, there it is. It's gonna take no time. It's gonna be really quick. So I was looking into making some stickers because you guys know I love stickers. And wow, this is not getting around. It's a really thick bag. And I got, I don't know if you'll be able to see, they're not that big. They're quite small actually, but I got these made. It's a teeny tiny cat, like the loaf. And they're supposed to be transparent stickers. If I can, what am I doing? Now the other way around. Do you prefer? Oh! Okay, got it. So I don't know if it's gonna be visible, but it's a transparent sticker, and I thought it was cute, but they're really like small, so I don't know about that. But I have those, and I have to figure out what I'll do with them. When you use the bleed-proof white, it becomes liquid under your brush. It's really weird, huh? I had to add a bit of water to mine, so it would be a bit more easy to use and less patchy, but yeah. So yeah, I want to possibly look into having a bit more stickers, because I like stickers, but I cannot make them myself for now, so I was looking into companies that make stickers. So more about that. Alright, so thank you so much everyone for being here. I want to say a special thank you to Otto for being the moderator, as always. Really appreciate having you in there to help with the chat, even if the crowd is usually quite nice. You guys are great. Yeah, if you enjoy this kind of chat and discussion going on, you can join the Discord server that we have. Discord is basically like an app or a software that you install, and then you can chat with other people. And we have a server for the community on there with all sorts of topics. And it's a lot of fun. It's great support, great help, great laughs, and a lot of pet pictures. So, yeah. Am I forgetting something? No, I don't think so. I think that's it. So yeah, if you want to join up the Discord, the link is in the description below. You just click on it, and if you don't have an account, it's gonna take you through the process, and it's really straightforward and easy. And once you're there, if you have any question, we can help you. So yeah, that's it. And there should be another live stream next weekend if everything goes well. And until then, stay sane, be careful out there, and yeah, take care. I don't know, where's Lise? We'll have to poke her on Discord. Oh, we love you guys. Peko was there earlier. She came and she had a good visit. And she purred and she left me a bunch of fur everywhere, and yeah, legit. Yeah, see, there's one in there. That doesn't hard to see, but that's a cat hair. Definitely. Don't forget to love each other, yes. And yeah, happy birthday, Misha, again. Yay! Bye, guys.